Carolina and Company Live is sponsored by the businesses, organizations, and groups featured in this program. The views and opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect that of WPDE ABC 15, WWMB CW21, or its employees.
You're watching Carolina and Company Live. Your source for fun, entertainment, and events. With your hosts, Cecil Chandler and Amanda Sellers. If it's happening in the area, it's on Carolina and Company Live.
And hello, everybody. Welcome to Carolina and Company Live. It is a Tuesday. I'm flying solo today. Amanda has taken the day off, but don't worry. We still got a great show lined up, a lot of fun stuff today, and we're going to get to all of that. But first off, let's find out about the weather because I know you want to know about it.
Thanks, Cecil. Well, potential tropical cyclone 10 still churning in the West Atlantic, but it is away from our area. Really not bringing any more impacts to us as it does continue its northeast trek. Now, at this time, it does have those 40-mile-per-hour winds, but not the close center of circulation in order to be named a tropical storm. And as it does head northeast, it will likely become post-tropical. And as it does, it will likely not become a tropical system, but it could strengthen as it heads out to sea, thankfully not impacting the U.S., at least away from our area as it is expected to strengthen. Now, kind of a gloomy start from our Merle's Inlet Marshwalk camera today. Plenty of cloud cover temperatures right now, mainly in the low to mid 70s. But if you don't like the heat, a nice little change there, although it is still a bit humid outside. Clouds will stick around as we head through the early afternoon hours as well. But as we do approach about 4 or 5 o'clock, we will see a few peaks of sunshine. Still mostly cloudy, though, with a very small chance of a shower as we do head through this afternoon. And then by 6, 7 o'clock, even more sunshine is expected, just in time for the sun to go down. Overnight conditions partly cloudy, with it's very unlikely that we'll see a slim chance for a shower there as well. So pretty dry as we head through the rest of today. Now, the Waccamaw River at Conway is forecast to move into a minor flood stage by Thursday, so just keep that in mind if you do live along or close by that river. Now, as the system pulls away from our area Tuesday afternoon into Wednesday, we'll still see that moderate rip current risk and a few gusts near the coast near 25 miles per hour. Can't be ruled out. Still the waves and surf a little bit bigger and rougher than what you normally see, but that should clear out by the rest of the week. Temperatures this afternoon only warming into the upper 70s to low 80s because of all that cloud cover. Otherwise, in the tropics, we're watching a system just coming off the Africa coast with a high chance of becoming a tropical depression or tropical storm within the next 5 days. Remember, you can always get the latest on the tropics over at WPDE.com. Closer to home, a small chance of a shower today. Still a bit windy for the Grand Strand. Rain chances increasing just a bit as we head into the weekend, but not looking too bad for your Labor Day, with temperatures upper 80s, a few showers and storms. Across the PD and on the border belt, even lower rain chances on Monday, with temperatures nearing 90 degrees once again.
Weather is brought to you by A&I Fire and Water Restoration.
All right, welcome back. We're talking about the Grand Strand Humane Society with Pet of the Day, and Kathy's here with us now. And Kathy, who do we have?
This is Tatania.
Oh.
Yeah. She's around 4 years old.
Yeah.
She was brought to us as a stray. And she did not look like this when she came to us. She's been groomed, and she looks a whole lot better than she did when she first got to us.
Very friendly dog.
She's very sweet, yeah. I'm guessing she is probably either Schnauzer or Poodle or something. A little bit. A little bit Chinese crested, maybe, I don't know. But she's very, very sweet.
And she can be adopted. We've been pretty good now. How many times we've had people on that have been adopted?
Every one of them has been adopted.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
All right, y'all got anything big coming up this weekend?
Well, not this weekend, but we're wrapping up our adoption event for the cats. Name your price for the adult cats, and kittens are half price. And we're making plans for our Walk for the Animals event. That's our annual event on October 22nd at Market Common. We're looking for vendors if anybody wants to be part of that. So
all right, that's coming up when?
That's in October.
All right, so what they can do is contact the Grand Strand Humane Society and be a part of it.
That's right.
And of course, you're always looking for volunteers, right?
Please, yes, all the time.
All right.
Do everything.
Kathy, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Be adopted for the day's over.
Yes, she will be. I know it.
All right, a lot more coming up. Stay with us. We'll be right back. And welcome back to Carolina and Company Live. All right, let's talk about my clothing store where I get all my clothes from out of Conway. We're talking about the Haberdashery. They've been around now helping men look good for over 30 years. And they have a huge end of summer sale going on. Listen to this now. Men's swimsuits by Southern Tide and Vineyard Vines and Southern Proper, 40% off. And we've got the Southern Proper t-shirts, 50% off. And a large selection of sports coats, 50 to 75% off. So if you're looking for a deal right now to get ready for next summer, now's the time to go by Haberdashery Gentlemen's Clothers right over there in Conway. They've got a little bit of everything for you and a sale going on right now. So if you want to take advantage of what's hot and still a lot of it to choose from, go by the Haberdashery Men's Clothers right there in Conway. All right, let's find out a little bit about today, okay? Today's Tuesday, August 29th, and this is More Herbs and Less Salt Day, okay? They always tell you that when you get older. And it's back to school day for a lot of people. Now let's look at birthdays today. 1936, Senator John McCain, 81 years old, a 5-year prisoner of war, and he ran for president in 2008. And he was a lightweight boxer at the Naval Academy, in case you did not know that. And in 1958, we got to mention this. Michael Jackson, of course, died back in 2009 at 50 years old. He would have been 58 years old today, the king of pop. 1971, Carla Guggenheim, somewhere along there, 46 years old. She's on the TV Spin City and HBO series Entourage and Night of the Museum and American Gangster. Carla was on. All right, let's go back to the day in history. It was 1957. Senator Strom Thurmond of South Carolina set a filibuster record in the U.S. when he spoke for 24 hours and 18 minutes. 1964, Roy Orbison's single, Oh Pretty Woman, was released. The song was Orbison's second #1 hit in the U.S. and his third in the U.K. All right, from the Know It All department where everybody learns something every day, including myself. Here we go. Here's a fact about crying. Listen to this now. Men will cry 6 times a year, while the average woman will empty their tear ducts somewhere between 30 and 64 times a year. You know, you ever seen a man cry in a movie? He's like this. You know, they're trying not to cry, but men do cry. That's from the Know It All department today. Stay tuned. We got a great show lined up, a lot of fun stuff. We'll be right back. And welcome back. You know, August is almost over, but this is Make a Will month. If you don't have a will, you need to do this no matter how old you are. And let's see, we've got Jared, how do you pronounce it?
Bouchette's actually how you pronounce it. Yes, sir.
You're here today to talk a little bit about having a will. Now tell me a little bit about, you know, why people need one no matter how old they are.
Well, Cecil, the reason is I practice actually primarily in the field of litigation. So I'm talking primarily when something goes wrong, when there's a lawsuit flying, when people are arguing and things aren't going right. So what we've tried to do is make more of an effort to, with business owners that are most of our clients, as well as with individuals, to try to get out ahead of these issues early, prepare for things in their business and in their personal life, to get their affairs in order so that they can try to avoid any of that if they can. And preparing a will is probably the first step you can take in ensuring that your affairs are handled, you know, after your passing, should something happen to you, and to try to minimize any of these horror stories that folks hear about with family members fighting or their affairs not being taken care of the way they wanted to and things of that nature.
All right, now how about if you know, you're married and have a couple of kids and the father dies, how is that divided up if you don't have a will? What happens there?
Well, a lot of people seem to think that if you're married, that everything automatically goes to your spouse. That's not the case. I won't bore everybody with the specifics of it, but essentially there's a framework that the state lays out that says how things will go, and it doesn't all go to your spouse. It'll basically, half of it will be divided among the children, and there's a couple of other things that can throw wrinkles in that, but that's probably one of the biggest things we hear is that, well, if you've got a spouse and you want everything to go to the spouse, that they don't need a will, they don't need to worry about estate planning, but there's a whole host of things that could go wrong with that, and just a little bit of time with an attorney preparing even a most basic will could really save you some complications in the future.
All right, so how long does it take to put together a will? It doesn't take you long, does it?
Some people have very complex estates or have very complex wishes. They wish for things to be strings tied or to have different conditions on their gifts or things of that nature, but it can be as simple as 4, 5, 6 page will all the way up to creating trusts and things of that nature. But for most folks, it's not terribly complicated. A 30-minute to half hour or 30-minute to an hour meeting with an attorney and a draft or two of a simple will can take care of a lot of folks.
Tell them where you're located.
Located at 212 Main Street, right at the foot of the old bridge here in downtown Conway.
All right, Jerry, thanks for being on the show.
Thank you so much.
All right, we got a lot more coming up. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Short-lived.
And welcome back. All right, the Beach Boogie and Barbecue is set for September 1st and 2nd. It's the 12th annual. It's a big event, gets bigger every year. Barbecue, cook-offs, everything in the world going on. Amy's going to talk a little bit about it now. Tell me about it.
Yeah, 12th year. We have over 25 competition barbecue cook teams that will be competing for lots of cash and bragging rights and some really cool awards this year.
They can win how much? How much can it win up to?
It's about $10,000 total award package, but the grand champion will win $2,000. Cool surfboard, cool cooler, but more importantly, the invitation to go to the Jack Daniels Championship in Las Vegas. So yeah, it's a qualifying competition.
All right, now can somebody watching now that wants to get into the cooks and all, can they still get in?
Absolutely. There's it's a Kansas City Barbecue Society sanctioned event, so there's a lot of rules and regulations on how you cook that barbecue, but absolutely, we'd still have teams enter.
All right, there's a lot going on. Plus, y'all have a big car show, too.
Yes, we do. We're a proud partner with the Myrtle Beach Car Club. Each year, you guys bring on the 100 to 120
cars at least.
So it's a great showing on Saturday, 12 to 4. It's the hours that you'll be there.
The car, no, from 9 to 3, I think it is. Yeah.
9 to 3?
9 to 3,
okay.
Yeah. They start registering early. They go wild, those car people.
Gotcha.
But all right, now tell me something else. What else you got? You got entertainment, too.
Yeah, we've got bands playing Friday night, and then on Saturday, local great bands will be there. But more importantly, it's a free event to attend. On Friday evening, you can come out and get dollar wings starting at 6 o'clock. You can sample wings cooked by all the competition teams. And on Saturday, $1 barbecue samples from 12 to 1:30. So it's a great, affordable way to feed the family and come out to really try some great Southern barbecue.
Yeah, on Friday nights it's so much fun. You get to try everything out there, and that's what is so neat. I mean, how many you got in that 25? How many did you say
25
you had?
competition teams, and we'll have about 15 to 16 teams that are actually sampling their barbecue on Saturday. So, yeah, bring your appetite.
It's going to be a big event. All right, anybody want to know more information, where can they go?
Yeah, go to myrtlebeacheventinfo.com.
Thanks, Amy.
Thanks for
having me. I appreciate it. All right, we got a lot more coming up. Stay with us. Somebody's just recorded a song. We're going to talk with her next.
One, two.
And welcome back to Carolina and Company Live. All right, we've got a young lady with us now that's won numerous talent shows, and she's done a little bit of everything. But listen to this now. She was out in Nashville and just got a recording contract she's putting together. Just returned from Nashville. So let's talk to Maddie Hunt and find out what happened. Tell us about it.
I went to Nashville, and I actually, before that, this man had contacted my dad and said, like, we really think that she has, like, potential to be a star and that kind of stuff. And I was like, whoa, I mean, let's go try it out. And so, like, I go down there, and I sang at a place called Tootsie's.
Tootsie's?
And, yes,
oh,
Tootsie's.
okay, Tootsie's.
It's like 3 different floors, and then there's, like, 3 different bands. And I got to sing in front of one of the bands. And then later on that week, I actually went to the recording studio and recorded 4 songs.
Yeah, well, that's pretty good. Now, you know, what's you're coming out with an entire CD, an album?
Yep, I'm coming out with an album. And I'm actually going to have like an album signing party.
Right.
Hopefully at the Boathouse, but it might change, yeah.
Good. All right, now, how many songs are going to be on the album?
There should be 4 songs.
4 songs?
Yep.
What song? Did you write all of these?
I didn't.
You didn't? Okay, that's what I was wondering.
Yeah, my record label actually, like, said I think that these songs would be the best for your voice. One, a lot of people might actually already know. I re-recorded it, and it's like re-releasing, and it's called "Break It to Me Gently" by Juice Newton.
Break It to Me Gently.
Yep.
Was that an old Brenda Lee song too? Mm-hmm. I thought it was.
Yep.
All right. Well, that's great. So everything's clicking for you right now. How do you feel about it? You excited?
I'm nervous, but I'm more excited than nervous. It's like, because it's all like going so fast, but I'm having a lot of fun with it. Like, I'm doing a lot of photo shoots for the album cover and stuff, and it's like, it's getting real, you know.
Well, you know, looking at a person your age, a young girl, and you might have some opportunity here that's going to really shoot you into stardom.
Yep, it's crazy. And it's like, I'm so excited, but I have like awesome friends that support me, and my parents obviously support me so much. I'm already like thinking about traveling down to like Daytona Beach, because that's where my songs will be played on the radio.
Yeah.
And so I'll go there and sing at a festival.
Well, that's pretty good. Well, your dad, Terry, he really promotes you. I'll tell you that right now. He does. He's a good guy. Well, we wish you a lot of luck.
Thank you.
Now, when do we look for the album to come out?
Probably at the end of September.
End of September.
Yep.
All right, Maddie, you stay in touch and let me know, okay?
I will, definitely.
All right. Coming up, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about a book about John Jenrette. It's a tell-it-all. I'm talking about everything. You're going to want to hear this. We'll be right back. How much time I got? And welcome back to Carolina and Company Live. All right, John Clark worked with John Jenrette when he was congressman for a long time. He and Cookie put a book together. And let me tell you, I've read most of it. John is definitely a tell-all book. Everything from sex to everything else in this book. Now, let's talk about it.
Well, yeah, it does. You're right. It does have sex in there. You know, when I've talked to people over the years about John Jenrette and what they remember him, you know, they'd say, oh, sex on the Capitol steps. Oh, his wife posing nude in Playboy. And that's true. And it's in the book and some other stuff like that. And they also remember that he got entangled in this FBI sting operation called Abscam. That's true. But you know, what happens, what's made me sad over the years is John Jenrette was a great congressman. He did wonderful things for the 6th District. John Jenrette, actually, while he was in the state legislature, led the effort to make a 2-year extension of the University of South Carolina, a 4-year college here in the WPDE, which is Coastal Carolina University today. I don't think we would it wouldn't have moved nearly as fast as John Jenrette and the Horry delegation hadn't done that. John Jenrette is responsible for getting money for the bridge, the Highway 17 bridge over the Sandpit River.
Georgetown.
That would not have happened. John Jenrette, when WPDE was starting in Florence, South Carolina, around 1979, they had a problem with the FCC. John Jenrette stepped in, and WPDE got its license.
He's responsible that you're on today, then. That's the reason.
That's right. There you go. And he did many wonderful things. John Jenrette was responsible for getting Ron McNair, the second African-American astronaut. He's from Lake City, South Carolina. John Jenrette got him into the program. John Jenrette is responsible for home rule in the District of Columbia because he defeated John McMillan, the old segregationist who was blocking it for years. John Jenrette became the first freshman congressman to ever be elected to the leadership of the House majority leadership. Tip O'Neill, who was a longtime Speaker of the House, said, I believe John Jenrette is going to be Speaker of the House someday. He founded the Congressional Travel and Tourism Caucus, which exists to this day, helping make sure that tourism and travel are protected by the federal government in South Carolina. Because of what they did, the commercial attachés and embassies all over the world promote tourism and travel to places like Myrtle Beach.
All right, now I've read about half this book so far, and there's a lot of politics in here that people won't remember. I didn't remember, and I covered it all until I started reading it. And I'm even in the book, John. I didn't do anything bad, though, did I? No.
Yeah, but we left that out.
We left that
out. Yeah, I remember working with Cecil Chandler with a different TV station back in Florence. Back in the 1970s, I was in charge of the Florence office at that time, and we worked often with Cecil. He would come over and do interviews. Sometimes, I believe, when the news got a little slow, you would say, "Hey, you guys got a story?
Let's make something." So we did that. Now we got to find, John. We got to run out of time. Where can they find this book? Because people in this area, you need to read this book. I promise you, it's unbelievable.
It's a very entertaining book, and you will enjoy it. It's on Amazon.com and Kindle.com. We're going to have it in more venues, but it's Amazon.com, Kindle.com. You go on there, and capital steps and missteps, and you'll get it.
Thank you, John.
You're welcome.
Right.
Thank you.
Stay with us. We'll be right back. A lot more coming up. And boy, what an interesting thing. You got to check the book out. I very seldom read, but I'm reading this book. There's a lot of entertainment in it. There's a lot of interesting facts that John Jenrette actually did, too. All right, tomorrow we're heading up to Laurinburg, Scotland County area. And one of the places we're going to is Rick's Catering. They've been in business for over 30 years. And we're going to be there doing something about food. And I understand this man and woman can really put together some food. So we're going to find that out tomorrow on the show, plus a lot more. Thanks so much for being with us. We'll see you tomorrow.
Carolina and Company Live is sponsored by the businesses, organizations, and groups featured in this program. The views and opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect that of WPDE ABC 15, WWMB CW 21, or its employees.